Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Oh, man. So today's an episode where, kind of change it up a little bit. So today's an episode where, you ever get a bottle where, there's been a lot of hype, either from the whiskey community, from your friends, combination of both. And after you first sip it, you're like, it's okay. But but it didn't really meet your expectation. Has it ever happened to you before? So this whiskey, which I'll bring out the bottle in a little bit. But this is a whiskey that, honestly, this is the experience I had. So let me kind of give the background of the reason why I bought this bottle, and then I'll bring the bottle in and kind of just sip it again. So, all right. So first and foremost, why did I go through even the effort of buying this bottle? So first and foremost, new brand, started by a couple friends. But the cool thing is that the brand had the guidance of a former, actually still even current master distiller, but a master distiller previously at a very well-known brand. And so I was like, okay, well, there's a lot of hype. This person is like a whiskey icon. Even though this is a new brand, kind of sourcing and blending whiskey, it probably still will be very, very good quality. That's kind of what I thought. And I heard a lot of really good things from people in the whiskey community, a couple even fellow whiskey tubers as well, and then even some of my local whiskey friends. People were like, Judge, you should get that bottle. It's no joke. So I was like, okay, well, go ahead and grab it. Grabbed it, I sipped it, and honestly, it just did not meet my personal expectation of what I prefer, I guess, from a whiskey standpoint. And again, I will say, everyone has different palates, right? So maybe that's what the key is for this blend. Maybe this blend just doesn't align with my whiskey palate, what I typically prefer. So that's that, right? Lots of hype. This bottle came out last year. I had batch 1 of it. Maybe the future batches are better. I don't know. After this bottle, I'm not going back to buy the other batches. Again, I want to say crystal clear. It's not that the whiskey is horrible. It just doesn't align with my palate. It's not what I expected. It's just a little, I don't know, it's a little bland. But I'm going to sip it again just because it's been over a month now since I popped this. So I'm going to try it one more time just to be fair. Cool? All right. Last thing I say before I bring out the bottle. The price wasn't that bad either. It was only like $85. So when I thought about the price, I'm like, okay, $85 is not bad, but again, I got the bottle, I popped it last month, I had it, I'm like, this is not what I expected. Not what I expected at all. There's a lot of other $85 bottles or bottles of whiskey I would buy that I could find for $85 or less. A lot of other whiskeys at that price point. So, Judge, lots of talking. Let's get to it. What is the bottle? The bottle is Art of Alchemy. So Art of Alchemy was started again by 3 friends who had some experience in the business, but they really were relying on the guidance of a former master distiller, who I'm a huge fan of, Jim Rutledge, right? That was who they kind of worked with, at least for batch 1 initially. And I just thought, hey, this has to be great quality whiskey. So I got this. I had this bottle for a while, but I finally popped it open last month, and I was like, that's not kind of what I was expecting. So maybe it's been a month now. Maybe it's opened up a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit better. We shall see. We shall see. $85 bottle. This is batch 1. Comes in at exactly 110 proof, right? So 110 proof on the dot. It is a blend of 3-year, 6-year, and 8-year-old bourbon and rye. So 3, 6, and 8-year-old bourbon and rye that was sourced from Kentucky and Indiana. So maybe there's some decent age there, 3, 6, 8. I just, again, when I first got this, I was like, okay, this is going to be great, right? Jim Rutledge, 4 Roses. I'm a big 4 Roses guy. Not expecting it to be exactly like 4 Roses, obviously, but I just thought that it would have had some really good depth to it. And it honestly, when I first popped it open, it was missing it big time. So, a month later, here I am. Will this bottle disappoint me yet again? We shall see. Hey, real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Have you ever had a situation like this where you bought a bottle purely off of, the words either from your good friends, your whiskey friends, from a whiskey tuber, even myself. But honestly, have you ever bought a bottle that you just flat out, you heard a lot of great hype about it, and then you got it home, you sipped it, and you're like, well, that's not exactly what I expected. If so, drop me a comment. Last but not least, please make sure you also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? All right. Art of Alchemy, batch number 1, 110 proof, $85. A month later, here we go. Maybe a little bit of the air has opened you up and you're wonderful now. We shall see. All right. Cheers, everybody. Here we go. No, it hasn't. It hasn't. It has like a, let me get the nose real quick here. So it's very dry in the nose. There's a lot of like pepper and mint here. A lot of pepper and like mint. There's almost like a, there's something with like the nose. It's very, almost like a earthy kind of a note. That's almost kind of what I'm getting. It's like a earthy, dry kind of a note in the nose, and in the mid and end of the palate, it's really, really dry and very just like earthy. Just has like some type of like an earthy funk to it. It's not, again, it's not horrible, but it's definitely not something I would spend $85 on. If I would have spent 30, 40 bucks, sure, I wouldn't be as mad because, you know, 30, 40 bucks, that's just taking a chance or something. But when you spend 85, almost probably $90, actually, now I think about it, where I got it from with tax, when you're spending $90 or something with tax, you want a really good experience. And that ain't it. I'm sorry, that is not it. Let me try one more sip. Ooh. I don't know if I would even spend $40 on that. I'm sorry. I take that back. That's not it. That is definitely not a $90 bottle. In the front of the palate, you get a lot of like traditional sweetness from bourbon, your caramel, a little bit of oak. But the mid end of the palate, it is extremely dry, extremely earthy, and it has some type of a funk, but not a good funk. Let's be crystal clear. Not a good funk. That blend is just, it's off. It's off. If you tried this before, please let me know your thoughts. Maybe you love it. If you do, great. But to me, that is off. I'm not sure what's going on there. You know, it's very hard to blend whiskey, and that to me is not worth $90. Not today, and actually I don't think ever. Hey, until the next time, my friends, as you see in this courtroom, I'm not gonna sip that though, but peace, cheers, most important. Salute. Take care. See you guys.